The traditional model of accountability was all about execution, doing, hustle, hustle. And the new paradigm that I propose for accountability is actually that a level of it begins in the alignment phase. So our individual accountability begins when, well, of course, we're accountable to ourselves, but we get clear on our vision, our values, the purpose we want to architect, what really matters to us. But the same is true for organizations. And this has just been published in the Harvard Business Review, where they talk about false alignment as one of the biggest barriers to change management, to progress, and to productivity. So they have done these studies on teams that have these massive projects, but the team aren't aligned, and in some cases even the executives aren't aligned with the project. And you might think that maybe this is malicious, or, you know, that maybe you have disengaged teams, or there's some really terrible reason for this, but a lot of the time it's not. So in an organization, it can often begin with a lack of understanding, even at a leadership level. You can have executives and leaders that come out from discussing a similar project with completely different ideas on what the project entails, why you're doing it, and what success looks like, not to mention who's actually responsible for it. So at an executive level, there's 3 core reasons why there might be false alignment. One is that the executives actually don't think that they disagree. A second one is that, you know, somebody's afraid to say that they disagree, or they choose not to say that they disagree. And so we need to look at all of these reasons. Are people feeling safe to raise disagreements? Are we actually looking for disagreements before we automatically look for agreement? Because often leaders think that when they're done talking, that's when the project is ready to begin. But when you're done talking, that's actually the phase at which you need to start seeking feedback, disagreements from your team, vulnerability, concerns, questions, etc., so you can ensure your whole team is aligned. So 3 core questions you might wish to ask when you are trying to put in place a new project or something that involves changing the organization. One is, why are we doing this? And, you know, what's the purpose? What's the problem we're trying to solve? The second one is the how. So what are we actually changing? How are we doing it? But also, what's going to stay the same? So it's really clear that we're not changing everything. And then the third piece is, who's responsible for each individual piece? Now, I would argue that this false alignment, that the opposite of this is actually relational accountability. It's how are we accountable to others around us, and how are we accountable to aligning our own purpose, our own vision, our own values with those of the organization that we work within, so that we can be part of something that's bigger than ourselves. And so we're actually going forwards, because if we have this false alignment, some of the concerns are that we have decision or analysis paralysis, so where there's lots of talk and nothing actually gets done, or there's lots of action but no visible progress, or the third one, that there's tunnel vision, there's lots of progress but in completely the wrong direction. So this is the core of my work with Endures, and the core of the work that I do within workshops with teams all of the time, is to first of all align people on the vision, where they're going, and the why behind this. It can seem slow sometimes, it can seem counterintuitive when you just want to get stuck in and start doing things. And look, I get it, because I am a doer. I just want things to be done. Decision making by committee kills me. But there is a time as leaders that we need to stop talking and actually wait for feedback, and wait to get everybody on board, where we need to move backwards almost sometimes to move forwards, so that we're not wasting all this time, energy, and otherwise just moving forwards in the wrong direction. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow for more from Endures.